everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I've got this look for you, which is inspired by autumn. I wanted to do something that's not quite wearable. I mean, I would go grocery shopping with this, but still, most people probably wouldn't. Anyway, I wanted to do something almost wearable, but like I didn't want to do a full face paint. I wanted to do something eye focused. So this is what it turned into. I really enjoy doing this. I hope you will enjoy watching it, and let's get started. So basically what we're going to do first is we're going to do a cut crease the wrong way around. We're not going to start with the crease. Yeah. We're actually going to start with the eyeshadow on the lid first. I have already primed my eye just so the eyeshadow has something to adhere to. And now I'm just going to use quite a stiff little brush. It really gives a lot of control. But it's also big enough to really pack the color on so it doesn't take 12 years. To apply a pale nude shade, my idea really is to keep well, I want the lid to be filled up with something, obviously. I did want some color there, but I didn't want it to be too much. I didn't want it to take over the entire look. Switching to a slightly darker shade of nude now, by the way. They're all kind of shimmery, because I do want it again to be nice. But I didn't want bold colors on the lid simply because that would have, in my opinion, distracted from the rest of the look. And geez, I need to tweeze my eyebrows. I'll do that between takes in a moment, just so you know. Then for the outer corner you could let it end in a bit of a wing, but I feel for this look it would look sort of weird with a leaf to have it end in sort of a point. So what I'm gonna do instead is just make it end rather, you know, just basically in an oval shape, like this, like half oval above the eye thing, you know, and just blend it together here. And like this edge, maybe I'll blend it together with the leaf that I'm gonna paint on, maybe not, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. It's the beauty of makeup, you can always just think things up while you're at it. Now we got really up close and personal, and I'm just going to start on painting the actual leaf. I do recommend using a mirror very close by, and I'm using face paint for this part. Alternatively, you can always use gel liners if you have gel liners in the right color, obviously. But yeah, just go for face paint because that's what I have. Basically what I'm going to do is just go for very distinctive leaves, like a maple leaf, like something that's very distinctively a leaf, because something smooth just isn't really going to stand out all that much. And just basically paint it like it's sort of covered beneath my eye, maybe, like you just see the edge of it basically. And I'm doing this in yellow simply because yellow is a very bright color, so anything else that I may want to do in terms of color is still going to be visible on top of it. And it also creates a nice bright base. Like so. And I do recommend to, like if you want to do a very full coverage face base underneath this, I do recommend doing your face first before starting on the paint. But I'm just going to do something mildly coverage. Mildly, that was not normal grammar. Mild coverage, not something too high coverage, just because that's my personal preference. So for me it doesn't really matter, I can just apply my face base around it, and any color change, color difference between my skin and the makeup won't really show all that much. But yeah, it's best to just, you know, make it work for the way you prefer to do your makeup. And then of course we're just going to fill everything in, so there's also color in the center of everything. Of the eye look at the very least. By the way, if you don't have face paint, then you can always just use other stuff. Like you could try this with damp eyeshadows. Alternatively, you could use colored eyeliners. A lot of brands these days sell those as well. So yeah, just work with what you got. Then we're going to move on to the next color, which is orange. By the way, if it sounds as if a murder is being committed in the background, it's not. I don't have some kind of horror basement. It's just playing children outside. But anyway, I'm just going to apply a little bit of orange to sort of blend it into the yellow. This does not need to be perfect by any means, because actual leaves aren't like perfectly blended either. What I just do is drag it upwards, and at the point, or either wipe off the brush or wait until you don't have a lot of product left. And then just sort of carefully wipe it over the yellow, just so the colors sort of blend. I'm going to try to not take it too high, because I don't want to cover all the yellow obviously. But I do want a nice color gradient to be there eventually. So yeah, this isn't really something that takes long, just do be careful with it, because otherwise you're going to have to reapply the yellow to prevent it from being completely disappeared beneath the orange and all if you go too far. It's just a lot quicker and easier if you just take your time with this and be careful with it. And then you get this result. Then lastly, red. I'm just going to apply that very carefully, because this is also going to be the last color of the actual cut crease part. So the darkest one is really going to touch the pale part. So yeah, just take your time with this, because at this point it will be very annoying to mess it up. And then this is it with the other shades. I'm just wiping off my brush then. And I'm just going to carefully blend it together with the orange without completely covering the orange preferably. To make the entire color gradient complete. And lastly, it's time for the skeleton of the leaf. I'm doing that in very thin light-handed lines of black face paint, just because I don't want them to stand out. So I'm using black, but I don't want them to be too much. And there's no real science to this. Just place them wherever you feel they fit nicely. Okay, hopefully you could tell a difference now. Because I just had the bright idea to make life difficult for myself, as always, by just simply just dabbing a little bit of brown eyeshadow over the cut crease. As in over the leaf, just to make it look as if the leaf sort of has a shadow going on. So I'm just basically dabbing it on and I'm pulling it upwards very carefully. Being very careful not to actually pull the face paint out of place, obviously, because at this point it would be rather dreadful to have to redo that. But yeah, just again, this is something to take your time with. Now I'm just going to apply my face makeup and then I'll come back to you. For the bottom eyelid, I'm going to use the shimmer shade that I started off with, actually, the shimmer shade that I ended with. The one that's on the outer corner of the eye, and I'm just going to pretty much put it all the way to the inner corner. Then followed by the dark brown matte shade that I use for shading the leaf. Just going to go between the outer lashes. And then lastly I'm going to grab a big fluffy brush and the medium nude shimmer shade from the eyelid. And just blend it together. So we just have this effect. Then lastly we're going to go back to the face paint and do the most stressful part of it all. The outline. Just going to use blush first now. I'm using an orange shade because it fits quite nicely with the eye look, obviously. I'm also going to add a highlighter and then I'm just going to finish the eyes. Finally. First off, I'm just applying the highlighter to the highest point of my cheekbones. You can tell on this side of my face how blinding it actually is. And we're going to make use of blindingness. Is that even a word? I don't know. We're going to make use of it some more in a moment. Then with the tiny brush really cleaned well. Alternatively, just use a different brush. I'm going to go around the exact border of the shimmery part, so like the bottom part of the cut crease. Only around the edge and blending it down a little at the dark part of the lid. Just to make it pop a little bit more compared to what it would be without it, which is at this moment still this eye. Without making it too much. Then time for tight line, which is also the explanation why this eye is tearing up. I barely ever tight line actually. Usually only keep it at the bottom of the waterline, admittedly, so my eyeballs are not used to this. But this time, other than the lower part, I'm also going to connect it to the top. And also apply it on that part of the waterline. And that's a mascara. I'm not gonna add falsies simply because I don't want to risk accidentally covering up half of the eye look I just did. Then time for the eyebrows, and I'm going to actually use a pencil that I don't normally use. I don't normally use it for one simple reason. It's quite orange, which is exactly what I want now. And like this is a NYX pencil. The texture is actually pretty nice. Everything I use is always below the video in the description, by the way. But anyway, the texture is actually pretty nice. Like it glides on very easily, it's very smooth, it dries matte. And it stays on pretty well as long as it's not raining outside. Well, I am outside, it's not a problem when I'm indoors. But anyway, but the problem is that this shade is very orange. And for a regular everyday makeup look, that's just, even for me, a bit much. Which is the reason why I actually never use it. But yeah, I figured for this look it actually does look quite nice to have it extreme, because the rest of the look isn't exactly your everyday, regular, normal, wearable look either, so I suppose the eyebrows might as well play along. And then lastly the lips, those are going to be an orangey red. Then as usual some setting spray and then we're all set. Sorry. And that leaves us with the final results. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. And that was it for today. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!